So you're a brand new player of Albion Online. Well, congratulations. I was like you a few years ago when I started this game, and I had a lot of questions like, where do I get fame? What's the best way to get fame? Well, those methods have changed a ton since I started this game. But today's video is going to be all about how you can get more fame in Albion Online. So let's jump on straight on into it. This may not be the most bestest way or the most fast way, but it's the ways and the methods that I've come to prefer over the years. So without any further ado, let's jump straight in and I'll show you what I think. So first things first, we're going to start out with safe methods. Now these safe methods are going to put you in there we go, put you in a yellow zone down here. You can see we're in a yellow zone. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick up a decent fame farming build. This is just a general setup. I got a video on this on the channel, my favorite fame farming builds. And then you're just going to go clearly kill these mobs. These are super easy, no problem in yellow zone. Should be real easy. You see we got there like 1800 fame. This is without premium. Decent little fame right here. If you're able to kill these tier 5 mobs in these yellow zones now, they've really buffed the mobs in the overworld. This is really a good, it's a solid fame per hour methodology as a new player. It's pretty safe. You're not going to worry about getting ganked. You're not going to worry about losing your stuff. And you can use pretty much whatever weapon you want. The faster weapons would be like this nature staff, just a regular one-handed nature staff, which is super cheap, by the way, or, you know, something like that. Can do with battle axe. The next thing we're going to talk about is these corrupted dungeons. So if we look right here, this is a regular hunter level corrupted dungeon. So let's just go jump in, shall we? This is a yellow zone corrupted dungeon. So we're going to jump in here. These dungeons have PvP, but in yellow zones, the hunter level, you don't get killed whenever somebody beats you. You just get knocked down. So that's not too bad, not too shabby. So we're not too worried about it. If you want PvP, you can do this right here and guarantee to get somebody to show up in your dungeon. If you don't, you can slip through a few of these without getting PvP. These are more interesting than solo dungeons, in my opinion, especially given the fame. I really feel like I get more fame from corrupted dungeons. It's a lot more fun. Plus, you build your infamy, which is something that you're going to want to do as you get into the game because you're going to want to PvP. I mean, that's what Albion's about, right? And some of the best ways to PvP as a solo player and as a new player, the most efficient ways, the cheapest ways, is in the corrupted dungeon. So if you are working through the system and you work your way up to stalker level, you can achieve stalker level pretty quickly by doing these. And you get, see there, pretty decent fame. Not as good a fame as you got in the overworld killing mobs, but still nothing terrible, right? It's not terrible. And not bad fame per hour. You know, I can slap a little bit of a, I don't really want to do the math right now, but I will say that this is a decent way to do it. It's a fun way to do it. These corrupteds are just, pop up. You know, you might kill open world mobs for a while, get bored, do a corrupted, try to practice some PvP, try to get better. So really, in the yellow zones, what you're going to do is open world, mob killing, and corrupted dungeons. There's also a thing that called the mist, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll see you in a mist. All right, so we've cruised around enough till we finally found us will-o'-the-wisp. What this is, this takes you to the mist of Avalon, which we're going to go ahead and jump into. This is a yellow zone mist. So here we have no worries about dying. It's only knockdown PvP, and it's only in certain areas that it's PvP. I'll show you in a second. Let's go ahead and hop on the horse here, and away we're going to go. So you can see there's various just like setups of mobs around areas. You can go ahead and grab these mobs. You also want to bring in here, if you're worried about making a little bit extra silver, you can bring in some gathering tools of whatever you have, because in the mist zones there are gatherables of every kind. So whatever kind of gatherables you got, fishing pole, whatever, gather. Also, you want to try and kill these glowing mobs as much as possible because they drop a lot more fame. We're going to see, we'll probably get a couple thousand from this guy here without really working all that much harder. And you can see why the nature staff lends itself so well. It has massive AoE here, 2300 fame. There you go. Massive AoE, really nice, really solid weapon for PvE. There's also, I'm working on some PvP stuff for another video with the nature staff, so be sure to subscribe if you don't miss that video. Also, I stream occasionally on twitch.tv. The link to that will also be in the description. But overall, the nature staff, one of my favorite weapons in the game. You guys know I love this thing. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I really love the nature staff. Scales really well in PvE, not so well in PvP, but it's a super solid weapon for grinding up fame credits or whatever because they do it really fast. So we're going to see this area. This mist, of course, doesn't have camps, but occasionally there will be a camp. So what you do at that camp is you go and you... Wait, here's one. I found one. All right. We're going to get there in just a second. But you go to the camps, right? So I'll talk about them. And there'll be like a little goal here next to the daily bonus tab. It'll say like, hey, kill this amount of... Earn this amount of fame. And when you do that, you get a chest unlock. But keep in mind, also, here, let's go ahead and do this real quick. So these things here give you quite a bit of fame. They're like releasing the wisps that are trapped. I'll show you. And so these are objectives that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to take care of these objectives because they do pretty well for you. Get over here with everyone else. Get pulled into my roots. All right, but yeah, you're going to want to do these because they do pretty good fame for you. I'll show you. So you just release it, basically. You get fame and Brazilian standing, which is a way to get into the Brazilian city, which is a city that is completely in the mist and completely separate from the other towns. But what was I saying? We're going to cruise over here now and check this camp out. Alright, so these little camps here are just little areas. You see we've got a goal here to get this amount of fame. But this is, notice it said unrestricted PvP zone. So what we have to watch out for is other players because we can be attacked. And you saw the little exclamation point on my screen. That means that there's another person nearby. There you go, mysterious stranger there. Another person nearby. But if you complete this objective, you get to open these chests. And they don't really have much. A lot of times it's about 15,000 fame and fame tomes. Various little things. It just depends. So... there is that. Just be sure to be on the lookout for these areas. It's a ways to get extra little fame. It's a little bit extra reward sometimes. Plus, you can practice PvP. In the red and black zone mist, they're way more worth doing. We'll get into that in a minute. But overall, the mists aren't too bad. You know, in the yellow zone mist, they're a super safe way to practice a little PvP here and there. Hone your skills up and farm fame. Not too bad on the fame here, but we're going to see just exactly the best ways now we're going to jump into in just a second once I get this chest. So the best ways to farm fame in this game are by far in the red and black zones, particularly the black zone. So what you're going to want to do is go to your city's Outland portal, and we'll go there in just a minute for Bridge Watch, and we're going to go there, and we're going to jump into a black zone. Objective completed. You see I got like 4,000 something fame, 4,900 something fame for doing that. So let's go ahead and see what we get. 15,000 fame, essentially. So we're going to go ahead and return to Bridge Watch. It doesn't matter what it costs. We're going to return to Bridge Watch, and we're going to go to the Black Zone, and I'm going to talk more about it in just a second. Okay, so we're at the Outlands portal for Bridge Watch. This is just where you go into the black zones of the game. You can see I came from Bridge Watch here, and we're just going to go through one of these portals. It doesn't really matter which one. You can also, if you're new to this, you can click here and get this, and it makes you invisible for a couple of minutes. And that's pretty handy. So you can look here and see where each of these lines go. Just pick a map. It doesn't matter. We're going to go to Sandrift Crossing here, or Coast, excuse me, and we're just going to see what's up. If there's a ton of people at the Realm Gate, we're not going to go here. Looks like we're good. So I'm going to show you now the methodology that I use most of the time for farming fame and how I've gained most of my fame, or at least recently. Let me rephrase that. So you're going to want to do the same thing you did in the Yellow Zone. Get these open world mobs. I'll show you just how much fame we get though. That's 932 for a trash mob. Very, very nice. You're also gaining might and favor, which will be good for you in the guild seasons, good for you in the earning guild points. You see here, quite a bit of fame on these mobs. Nothing too hard. Like, these are trash mobs. The more you go up, the more fame you get. Now, if we were to ride around here for a while, and, oh boy, we got a fight going on over there. All right, so we're going to go through this mist. If we were to ride around for a while and find one of the yellow mobs, they really give you some good stuff. We're going to pop into the mist there. That probably saved us from getting ganked. There was a ganking group. So you just have to pay attention. Watch the edges of your screen. You can see names as they pop up. Plus, you got the little, if you're dismounted, you got the little exclamation point thing that they added a while back. So open world mobs in the black zones are really, really good. But the mist of the black zone are where I do the vast majority of my fame farming. And it's simply just due to the fact that there's high densities of mobs and lower densities of people. As long as you pay attention, you should stop, not get ganked most of the time in the mist. You see that guy, 3,100 fame there. If you have premium, of course, it's more. And really, you can play a couple hours in the mist. You gain Brazilian standing, and you gain might and favor, and you gain lots and lots and lots of fame. You also have the chance to open some nice loot treasure chests. These guys sometimes drop tomes of fame, which are worth like 15k each. You see there, boom, lots and lots of 15,000 silver, by the way. Lots and lots of fame for just doing a little menial task here. I also recommend, if you're ready for it and you want to practice PvP, maybe stepping up to like Stalker level corrupted. There's decent fame in there as well, and you get PvP fame as well. Big thing about the mist, if you do a build that's mobile, you can escape most of the fights, and you don't have to take fights. You know, as long as you're paying attention, you should be all right. Most of the time, if I can get away from people with this build, I will. I've killed some people occasionally, it just depends. But this build is mainly just focused on farming mobs. And so I recommend, if you really want to get leveled up pretty quickly, lots of fame, go ahead and jump into the Black Zone Mist. That's going to be an area where you're going to get lots and lots of fame. You see we're leveling stuff up like crazy. And my specialization on this is at like 62 or 82. I think it's 80. So I'm leveling up pretty quickly, even though I'm pretty high level. I'm almost at level 100 on the nature staffs now. And I've been using fame credits and stuff, so that's kind of knocked me down a little bit. But overall, not too shabby. Now, here's a guy that we're going to want to take down. So here's a glowing mob. We'll see what we get for this glowing tier 6. This is a tier 6 mist zone. So you're going to have a decent Reaver level, at least, you know, like your tier 6s or whatever, to do this. But you can see with this, oh, I can't sustain through that. I was just about to talk about the sustain that I have with the nature staff, and then he goes and does that, and I'm sitting there fighting the open. Okay, so we might actually die here. Or get knocked down, excuse me. Maybe we'll be alright. Literally was just about to talk about the amount of sustain that you have. Well, there you go. 28,000 fame for one mob. It's just a glowing mob here. The roads are also good, but you really got to watch out for other players or groups in the roads. I really don't recommend doing the roads solo until you've got some experience. Overall, though, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's going to really do it. I might as well kill this guy, too, to end it off. It's going to do it for this one about earning fame. Let me know in the comments how your favorite ways to fame farm are. Used to be solo dungeons were a big deal. Nowadays, though, doing mist, soloing group dungeons, or doing like Roads of Avalon. Roads of Avalon are big ones, but you really got to be on top of your game. So I recommend doing the mist, grinding out, getting Brazilian standing, getting fame here. You see there, might, and 2100 silver on a silver drop. Not too shabby. This is something anybody can do. All you got to do is ride around, kill mobs, avoid other players, and profit. This is the best fame, in my opinion, easiest way to gain fame in this game. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe for more. Follow me over on Twitch, where I stream sometimes, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.